Hi, I'm Elaine Wing. I'm the pastor here at Calvary United Methodist Church in Bergen County. I'm glad that you've joined us today to hear some encouraging words. We're starting our series on strengthening our relationships during the pandemic. But truth be told, all of the information that I'm going to share this week is applicable when the pandemic ends, or at least when the stay-at-home orders end. But I'm sure that some of this will be helpful now too. So let's delve right into this. We're going to start today with a little tongue-in-cheek humor, and I want to say right at the get-go that this humor does not mean that I don't view the pandemic as really serious, and that my heart isn't breaking for those persons that are on the front lines and those persons that are grieving like I am because of friends and family that have been lost to death by the COVID virus. So know that we're going through this together. I also want to say that for those of you that are in relationships where there may be a level of domestic violence, that this tongue-in-cheek humor by no means dismisses the seriousness of your situation. And I hope that you will access the hotlines that are available to you, because we know that domestic violence increases during times of great stress. So please do not endanger your lives or the lives of your children. Act quickly if you need to. So today we're going to look at romance and recreation as it has to do with strengthening relationships and how we can keep the spark of love alive. So we're going to take a look at 3 biblical couples as we weave our way through this topic. Since they were the first couple, we will begin with Adam and Eve. We don't know much about them, except that they likely had a really good year-round tan, and they didn't have to do much laundry, if any at all. You can read more about Adam and Eve in the book of Genesis, chapters 1 and 2. Seriously, I wonder if Adam and Eve ever wished that they could spend time with other couples. Because they were the first ones on earth, they didn't have anybody to hang out with as another couple. Several of the articles that I've been reading about relationships during the pandemic suggest the importance of couples spending time together or singles getting together. So where Adam and Eve couldn't take advantage of social technology like you and I can, the suggestion is to stay in touch with your friends. If you have a Friday night dart night date or a Friday night dinner date, keep it up. Just do it through Zoom or other social media or other platforms. Now, Sarah and Abraham weren't the first couple, but they took the prize for the couple that was married the longest. And they took the prize for the oldest couple with a newborn child, because Sarah gave birth well into her 90s. You can read more about them in Genesis 17 and 18. Sarah and Abe encouraged me to think about how do we keep the spark alive, particularly when we've been married for so long. I haven't a clue how they did that in between nursing a baby in their 90s, but here are some timeless tips that might work for us. First, read a love story to your partner. While the entire Bible is a book about love, God's love for humankind, the Song of Solomon is truly an adult love story. Instead of offering you some racy excerpts because the kids might be around, I will describe it solely as a work of praise of human love, faithfulness to one's mate, and a recognition of the need to keep the flame of love alive for each other and for God. So put the kids to bed, light a candle, and read alternately to each other with dramatic flair. Now I want to say to the parents that may be watching, this next section of this reflection has ideas that are applicable to your children who also need to know that they are loved and who need to play with you as their parent or parents. Couples therapy specialist Anna Nicolaides writes, just because you're spending 24/7 with each other doesn't mean you're spending quality time together. She recommends trying a new experience with each other and keeping it playful. She adds, although we can't go very far while sheltering in place, Our minds have an unlimited capacity to journey to new places, while being silly encourages flirting. So she says, put on some music and make a pillow fort in the living room with or without the kids. Or just have a pillow fight. Or remove the tablecloth in the dining room, take the candles off, and put down some paper, get out a box of crayons or markers, and create a cityscape together. Compile maybe a family quarantine cookbook with new recipes that you've been trying, and use it as a future Christmas present for your relatives. Other therapists have added to the list of ideas for couples living together, as well as single parents or couples living apart. Here's my favorite one. It's an electronic fantasy date. One person is designated to take their partner on a date. Can you imagine that? What would be your destination? Would you create a meal to go along with it? One last couple for our spotlight today, and then we'll end. This couple are part of an extended family that took a 40-day cruise together. They didn't get stuck on their boat or their ark, but they were under an itinerary that was being charted by God. Noah and his wife and their sons and spouses provoke a lot more thinking about romance and recreation, especially during times that are under a lot of stress. I think about their dilemma as couples who truly have cabin fever. Imagine their situation. The lines between work, tending a floating zoo, and personal life were very likely blurred as soon as they lifted anchor. On top of that, how would you have a romantic moment or two with your partner when the baboons are beating their hairy chest, the lions are roaring, and the giraffes are peering down at you? Talk about the need for letting out a primal scream. Jeez. So here's my pick of good ideas that might work for you wherever you are. Practice mindfulness and go with more frequent small acts of caring and romance than a big splash. Put Post-it notes on the bathroom mirror. Bring your partner an unexpected cup of coffee or a cold beverage. Be sure to touch each other during the day. Give them a hug, maybe a light rub along their shoulders or a touch on their back. Do something that helps them to know that you're thinking about them. For those couples who are self-isolating from their partner, we again have more ideas. There are new technological solutions to what's called the absence of physical touch or skin hunger. I don't know if it's available on Amazon, you'll have to check it out, but there are internet-linked pillows that glow and warm up when the other is being hugged. Friends, the world is your oyster. So get out there, be romantic, playful, and have fun. God bless, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.